All right. Hi. I got some calls this last few weeks from the callers, and I wanted to take a moment and cover a few topics. First thing I wanted to cover was the life cycle of a listing. So, as you're looking up the information on these listings and you're getting prepared to make your calls to the agents to talk to them, there's a few different statuses you may see on the listing. I wanted to take a minute and talk about those and review them and let you know what each one of them means. So, the earliest in the listing, when an agent and a seller sign a contract to go ahead and sell, and they're starting to put the information in the system, what you'll see on Redfin and Realtor and such is going to say coming soon. Coming soon means it hasn't officially been pushed out yet, but it's starting to get the information in the system and it's about to get pushed out. So these technically haven't hit the market yet, but they're still information is still out there, so we can start contacting those agents about those properties. Sometimes the agents are actually a little confused on why they're getting contacted because they hadn't been listed yet. But just if you tell them you saw it on there that it was coming soon, you want to go ahead and contact those. Active means it has already been publicly posted and it's on HAR, it's on Redfin, and it has an MLS number. It's active and it's for sale. Pending an option period. Option period is it's a contingency in an offer. It's a period that you pay for, typically $50 to $100, that you are given a set number of days to inspect the house and to back out of the deal. Now, when you put your earnest money down, you're putting down typically 1%, $1,000, $2,000, saying this is my good faith money that I'm going to buy this property. And then you pay an additional $50 to $100 to $200, depending on the price point of the house, for a option period of a certain number of days. Now, you don't have to have an option period, which makes your offer stronger because then basically you can't back out without losing your earnest money. But you prefer to have an option period to make sure you accounted for everything. We typically shoot for 10 days on the option period, so that way we can do the rest of our due diligence and finalize our numbers. But when you're in the option period, you can back out for any reason out of the deal and you get your earnest money back. The only thing you lose during the option period is your actual fee that you pay for the option period. So if you pay $50, $100, $200 for a 10-day option period, and you decide to cancel the contract during that, you lose that $50, $100, or $200, but you get your earnest money back. Pending is typically after the option period. When the option period is passed, you're under contract, but you're waiting to close. When a house is pending, you're out of this period typically, and you're just waiting for title to clear, the title company to say you're cleared to close, which usually right now, I think the average is around 45 days to close. And most option periods are 7 to 10 days. So there's about a month-long period where it'll be pending. Now, when it's pending, most people won't go look at the house because they assume it's sold. Some people will actually take up backup offers if they don't think an offer is very strong. So what I tend to do if a property is pending, I'll flag it on my sheet and then I look back at it on subsequent weeks to track it to make sure it goes to close. If it doesn't go to close or it goes back to on market, which I thought I had on here, I don't, and it are active or on market, those are the same. If it goes back from pending to here, that means they found something. Either they bailed during the option period or they found something in the inspections and such, or they weren't able to close, so it went back to on market or active. After it goes from pending, it'll go to close. And when it goes to close, that means everything was executed, the house is done, the house was sold, it transferred over, and it is in a new person's name. And then it'll go to off market. If it's off market, it means it's no longer, if you Google an address and it pulls up off market on Redfin, Zillow, HAR, Realtor.com, you can scroll down and it'll say history tab. And on the history tab, you'll look as if it got sold, it'll say sold and now it's off market. Like if we pulled data a month ago and you're just now getting to it, the house could have already sold and now it'll show as off market when you pull it up. But if it shows off market on the top and then you scroll down and it says removed or pulled, this means they canceled the contract. If they pulled the listing, that means they pulled it off market. The seller and the seller and the agent of the seller decided to pull it. If it was removed, means they canceled the contract and they ahead of time, and they just canceled the contract with them, saying I don't want to sell the house anymore. These are really good leads too, but you have to approach them a little differently. So I would flag these in my sheet too, and then notify myself or Megan, and we can then approach these in a little bit different manner, or get you how to approach those in a different manner. These are typically houses that the reason they actually put it to sell changed, the conditions changed. So either they couldn't get the price they wanted, they found something during the inspection period that they couldn't overcome, and somebody couldn't finance the house, and they were going to have to repair it, and they didn't want to repair it, or there was a work situation that resolved itself, a financial situation that resolved itself, a personal situation that resolved itself. They came to another conclusion, but there's still a good lead to hit afterwards, because if they had motivation at some period of time because they were trying to sell the house. So it's still worth a couple calories to touch base with these homeowners. But when it's removed or pulled, the agent that was listing it no longer has a contract to sell it. So you want to go directly to the seller, to the homeowner, to go make the offer. So that's a little bit of a different process. So we have to pull some more data to get that information, but we do have the ability to do that. We can do that. But I didn't want to take up a lot of time. I just wanted to post a video talking about the different stages of the listing and the cycle of the listing. So that way it helps you understand more of what you're reading and what you're seeing on there whenever you're looking at that. And like always, if you got any questions, holler at me, shoot me a text or comment, email, and we'll get back with you on that. Thank you. Hope you have a great day. And by the way, fly the colors. They got a game today in the playoffs.